What's up, guys? Today we are playing AFK Journey. This game promises to be the sequel to the very popular game AFK Arena. I've been playing it for a couple of days in the beta, and we have an opportunity to take a look around and kind of see how the game has been developing as it goes through its development phases, and it should be out in a couple of months. Now, as you can see, this game looks very different from AFK Arena. This is more of an RPG style game, and it has an art style that feels very old-timey. It feels very much like Brothers Grimm. It's not very much like the anime and a lot of other styles that we have come to know in the genre. We also see that it has some very interesting features. We can see over here that we have some crops that are growing, and you can go into them. We see as we go up, it's nighttime, it goes into daytime. There is going to be things like weather that occur. There are going to be things like clouds. Oh, we get some rain. That is awesome. We also see that if we scroll out, there's an interactive map that occurs out here as well. And we're going to be teleporting around and doing all sorts of different things. For those of you who don't know, AFK is old-timey speak for away from keys. This is something where, there wasn't a very robust chat and you didn't want to type it out. And so you just said AFK when you were not going to be at your computer playing these games. And just like a lot of these AFK games, you generate rewards when you're not playing, but also when you are playing. So you see my AFK reward here is 5 hours. You're going to get gold. You're going to get some of other currencies. This one's hero essence. And we also have some battle tomes that we need to level up our heroes and, progress in the game. So we're going to collect that, and then the timer starts over, and it's going to keep on going. Let's go now into one of our AFK battles and try and get a higher AFK rating. Now, what we see is that each one of the NPCs are going to be targeting specific heroes. So we can move our heroes around on the map to kind of line them up to where we want them to attack or to help us out. So something like, let's take you away. There we go. Now we sort of spread them out and make sure that we're not going to get blasted. If I maybe don't put anyone over here, now the NPCs are going to flank us. If I don't put anyone over here, we're going to see some similar things. If we go ahead and click on some of our options, we can see that we go from faction to type. We have healers in this game, we have archers, we have assassins, we have tanks. It's very interesting. We also see we have power up here. I have 12,000 and they have 9,000 because I'm boss like that. And then this little symbol under here shows the faction bonus. So if you have 5 of the same kind of faction on the team, the factions are down here, then you'll get a 22% bonus. But of course, if I go against an opposite faction, then I'm going to have a decreased amount of damage for that battle, right? So we don't want to do that. We have to keep that in mind. And as you build up your hero pool, you're going to be able to respond a lot better to different kinds of matches, also arena, and they have different kinds of game modes that we're going through. But we can swap them out, or we can just keep them in. Auto battle is not what you think. This is where you can literally hit the button and it will go match after match after match after match, and then you can just keep going without having to stop, without having to change your team. Just keep on going and they'll win as many as they possibly can. You can get out of the auto battle fairly easily. There we go. Not bad, and it looks like we are winning. Poor Chippy. Oh, he's getting murdered down here. But I think that's going to make it pretty close to the end. We do have a timer up here, so we must win within 54 seconds, and it's going quite fast. We have a ×2 that we can slow it down, and then we have an auto that we can then turn off the auto skills if we wanted to save them or trigger them at any one time. But the game can do it much faster than I can, and I don't really see a reason at this point in the game to stop that auto battle, so we just go ahead and keep going. They have a pause, which I would think is kind of nice, to be honest. There is no energy in this game, so you can just click retry. And we see here there is a chat as well, and the timer stops when that chat is going. The timer didn't stop, the timer keeps going. That is pretty good. Now we increase here our books per hour with that increase, and then we can see what kind of damage we did, what kind of healing and everything throughout that battle. And that kind of brings us to what we're going to look at on our healers. When we come down into the resonating hall, we see that we have all of these heroes here, and we have 5 heroes that we are keeping as our main team. Now, one thing that I do like is that it really doesn't matter which heroes you have up. They just keep swapping levels. Your heroes here don't appear to have a major role because we're setting up different teams for different reasons, like different teams for arena defense. So this can be any heroes that you like. When we click on them and we level them up, we have a level up button here. Really very easy to do. Level up. Now this also brings us into equipment. Now the equipment system in this game is going to be a lot different than we have in other types of games, right? In other types of games, we have to get a catalyst, or we have to get a rune, or we have to get equipment and then roll that equipment to see what kind of stats or substats. So there's an element of RNG into it. In this case, what we have is every one of our rolls. And each one of these rolls, they are going to share that equipment. So when I click this onto this support equipment, all of my supports listed here are all going to benefit from that, and going on down the list as well. Now this does have a huge benefit, obviously, because you don't have to roll gear, you don't have to try and find a way to have an upper hand with certain kinds of skills or abilities or classes. Like if you have like a wizard and they are focused on intelligence, but then you have a piece of armor drops and it has strength, well, that might not match and then you can't use it. In this case, all of the mage equipment will go toward the mage, and you don't have to specialize it. So it takes one little bit out. Now, one thing I'm a little bit concerned about is what happens when you get to the end game. One way that paid players and free players often differ is that one of them might have better equipment, or they can afford more energy to, you know, do hunt or to go in and try and find new kinds of gear. But if everyone is getting sort of the same kind of gear, then how do you set yourself apart? What's the revenue source going to be? If you have a game and they are, you know, they're for profit, right? They're selling things for you to gain that upper hand and have an easier time playing. Is that not going to include gear? Are you going to be able to buy gear then that will make you a little bit better than players who are not buying gear? So as we sort of see this game develop, I think that is something that's going to be very interesting to me. We also see that we have artifacts here. Now, the artifacts have different kinds of skills. This is for your main hero. So you, of course, like in a lot of RPGs, you wake up, you have no idea who you are, and you have the very original name Merlin. And as you kind of go through the story, you gather up these heroes who do battles for you, but you also affect that battle. So even though you have the gear and you have the heroes, and you are in arena and you are battling someone who has the same gear and the same heroes, they still don't know what kind of artifact you're using, and that will affect some of the game. When we come into this mystical house, we can see that we have, you know, your normal shop called the Emporium, and they have different kinds of currency in here, and it's mostly about buying heroes. Now when we come to the Noble Tavern, this is where we're going to be able to summon heroes. And so we have a very interesting system with the wish list. And let's go ahead and click on that. If you summon for a hero and you get either a epic level or the sort of rare type of hero, that you're guaranteed to get someone from your wish list, which is very good because you can utilize the wish list to have heroes that maybe you don't own, right? I can pick up people that I don't have yet. Or if you own them all and you want to focus on leveling them up, then you can pick heroes that you are then able to get materials for, raise them up to the highest ranks, and make them stronger. They have a pretty cool animation. Let's go ahead and look at the recruitment here. 2% for an epic level hero, 22% for a elite hero, and then the other ones are faction acorns that allow you then to improve those heroes. One thing they don't tell you is when you click recruit times 10, you're guaranteed to get at least one elite hero. So as you're playing this game, and I'll put the pre-register link down in the description. If you pre-register, you'll get additional rewards once the game is released. But if you decide to play this game, always click on the number 10. That way you're guaranteed to get that elite hero. And of course, as we all know from these types of games, getting those heroes, leveling them up, taking them to the highest awakening stages, that's where we're really getting into endgame, or really making those heroes as good as possible. I do kind of like this. All the acorns come from these hamster type heroes, which is super funny. Who do we get? Byron. Okay. Byron is a wilder. He's also a marksman. We got to check him out. And we get Kruger. That takes me back to all my childhood memories and nightmares. Those are the two that we get in this pool. We have both of those, or we don't have either one of those. So now we want to make sure we update our wish list. Let's take you out and put in this old lady. She seems pretty cool. You know, one thing that I really liked about this game, and as I'm playing it in the very short beta, is that they have different modes already. It's not just going through the different maps, right? Now we also see that we have an arena, and we see that we have a kind of like a world boss type deal. So let's go, and we're gonna see what these guys are. This guy's 9,000. I think I'm on 12,000. We should be able to beat him pretty easily. Now they do have different kinds of maps. If we can go back, we can go back. Did it use up one of my stones? It did use up one of my stones to get back, but on the formation, we can click different kinds of maps for the arena. Some have obstacles that you shoot in or around, and you can put your different heroes in different places. So when we're going and fighting different people in the arena, that we can see that, oh, look at that, did you see that? Let's go back. I didn't lose it. It gives you a timer, 3 hours to go back and battle that same guy again. So now I still have 3. That's actually pretty good. It allows you to see their defense and then prepare for it as you go in. Let's go ahead and remove some of these heroes. I'm going to go and click on the faction so I can see and get those faction bonuses, hopefully. Let's take you out, put you in. So now I have 2 assassins. Very nice. 2 tanks. Let's go ahead and get it done. The battles actually move quite quickly, surprisingly. You would have to turn off that ×2 if you want to do your skills at certain intervals or certain times, because moving so fast, I don't know how in the world I would be able to do these skills in real time on ×2. I'm starting to like this guy. He's actually kind of cool. We get 41, and there we go, some more as well. This guy, Seth, man, I like him a lot. He's doing a ton of damage. And then also Valen doing a ton of damage as well. This kind of gives you an idea of how Arena is going to work. Now there are other things as well, like Honor Duel. Honor Duel is a system that's sort of similar to Arena and sort of similar to kind of a real-time arena or a world arena where you're doing it at the same time. So this is interesting. I don't think we're ready for that. And it looks like we don't have an entry ticket anyway, so that's quite all right. Now there are some things in this game that I think are very polished and some things that look like they're going to be developed a little bit later. If we go and click on our guy here, we can see that there are titles, and we also see that we have some different outfits, which I find kind of interesting because we really don't have anywhere to wear the outfit. We see we have our squad settings. Don't know what this will actually do for you. I guess this is the squad that I'm currently using. And then we have poses: standing, dignified, of course, random, we're completing things. I don't even know if that's a word. And we're pondering. Let's go with ponder. I like to ponder just pretty much everything. But even if we were to wear a different outfit, our guy is so small you can't really see it. And then once we move around, that I think it zooms back out. Now with the moving portion, you have to do this little toggle. Now on the AFK Journey, this game is going to have a regular release onto your normal platforms for games such as like your phone or your tablet, but it also has a PC client, which is really awesome. And I'm playing on the PC client today when I don't have to use an emulator, so you don't have to download any kind of third-party software in order to play this game. Now, keeping with the RPG theme, we also can move with ASDW, which I quite like, and I'm not even going to mess around with this thing. But today what we're going to do is we're going to go into a brand new level, a brand new section, and I'm going to show you exactly how this game is playing. Now I think I'm going to kind of keep my similar guys over here so I can see you. Let's go ahead, we're going to take you out, and we're going to put in you. There we go. So now we have, oh wait, I didn't want to do that. Let's do this. So I have 2 assassins and we have 2 tanks. Now with these NPCs, they're going to attack, as you see here. And you can also click on reversing it, so you can see who is going to attack what, who's going to go where. So you can do something like that and kind of switch them around. I kind of like that I get to see who's going to attack me, so I'll keep that on. Over here on the left side too, we can see my own ability and that being activated. So this artifact that I have on does some healing, and it will go off in battle and start to heal up your guys. So that's a very important thing to note, because as you're playing the game, especially in PvP, if you don't know what that artifact is, then maybe you can be surprised by that other player. We're very alliterative as well. Talented tank. They bring something out. Look, these guys look pretty cool. And of course we can check our stats. Valen putting in a lot of work. Very nice. Everyone in this level has, or in this game rather, has a voice. And as you go through the story, you're going to be able to see and hear those voices, which I find pretty cool. We also see here that we find other players. So this is another player in the game. It feels very MMO, right? It feels old school RPG MMO. We have a little guiding light here. If we click on our skill or on our quest, it's going to take us on that. We can also transport around by clicking on these waystones, and we have to go back and forth to finish those quests. But as you know, or if you don't, I'm going to tell you now, anytime you know which way to go in an RPG, go the opposite way. Come down here, do some battles. This is where you're probably going to be seeing a lot of the treasure. Now, one thing I do like about the AFK Journey as well is that we have different kinds of map modes. In this one, we have what looks like a spike log. It's going to be a trap. That's what it is. It's a trap. So we see this here. We click on it, and it's going to go across and just murder everyone, I hope. Let's see how that works. Let's move you right here. Oh, my guy, he got in the way. Is he gonna damage him? Whoa, did it? I can't even tell, it moves so fast. Valen, he's still alive. That's good at least. Oh wait, and here we go, there's another one. Nice. It did damage me. You can see my guy laying on the ground there, stunned. So keep that in mind. Maybe if you see a log trap, that you put more ranged guys in. Now this one here, I don't have time to activate. This one's a flamethrower, which is kind of interesting. It means that while you can just go in and auto battle whenever you want, that maybe you'll get a little bit more benefit if you were to manual this, right? I think that's pretty awesome. This looks like a low wall. You can put an archer over there and he'll be able to shoot over those low walls. That also works in reverse. If you have the enemy archer and they're behind a low wall, you have to put your archers over there to shoot over that wall, or you just get pounded until your guys can make it around it. So little obstacles like this make it kind of interesting as we're going through the game. And you see me back here doing nothing. Then I put my hands up. Feels good. Feels good. Nice! This new hero we got. I like having 2 tanks on the board. Now, as you're going through, you can see we're picking up things, but we're also getting these kinds of chests. And the chests drop all sorts of things. So just like I said, coming into this area, this is where we want to go. We want to go where maybe we're not supposed to go, or not supposed to go yet, gather those rewards. Now, in this is Elite Boss Challenge, let's go ahead and we're just going to go with the exact same team. That's going to work. Elite bosses have a health bar, and this health bar has times 10. So not only do you have to beat the 1 health bar, but you have to beat that health bar 10 times in order to win your match. They could have made this a lot bigger or thicker. It doesn't really tell you how much HP this guy has, so the times 10 doesn't really matter. You can't tell based on the times 10 how many health bars that is, unless there is a set health bar amount, which of course we don't need. So interesting, having a hard time taking these guys down, but we're not dying. So as long as we can do it before this timer is over, that's pretty good. Nice, nice. Untouchable. Very good. One thing I do like about this game as well is that you can't just sneak in and grab the treasure and leave. Of course you don't want to, because the different kinds of mobs have different kinds of rewards for beating them, but you can't just run in and grab the treasure. It will tell you exactly how many of those mobs that you have to kill before you can go in and claim the treasure. It's not exactly open world. You can see that there's some areas we can't go down into, like right here. But pretty cool. We saw the day change. We're also seeing some weather. I really like the clouds, honestly. I find the clouds to be pretty cool. And when you see some water, you see a reflection. And I think that is cool as well. Let's go ahead and swap you here, put you over here. And we'll go like this. Very nice. Then you can go back here. Let's do that. Let's take you out, put you in. What do you even do? If you don't know what they do, you can just hold down. I think you can hold down. It's not letting me. Where is it? There it is. You hold down. It tells you what they are, what they can do, and then you can read about all their different kinds of skills. Now, in this case, I think I want a ranged hero.
Looks like someone needs a little warming up.
There we go. So let's go this route. We're gonna kill her. Now this was interesting. I thought that she was gonna go right up the middle, but she didn't. So this, I guess, is where you can check your aggro button to see where they're gonna go and who they're going to interact with. That will help you more.
Flames.
Very nice. Some of these heroes are from AFK Arena. I recognize them. Especially Mural. I do recognize her. And without a healer, I don't know if I'm going to make it. No. No. Come on, Valen. You can survive. Yes. Pro stun. And a shield. This one's over. But wait, what's happening? My guys can't get to her. Only one person can go up there at one time. I needed to have a ranged hero here. Interesting. They don't stack upon each other. I haven't seen that before. Oh, don't cry, Chippy. Okay, so we have to have some ranged heroes here. So let's go ahead and we are going to take out one of our assassins. Keep the ranged hero, but we're going to put in some of these guys who are ranged. I think that'll work out just fine. Let's try it again. Oh man, she's getting whooped. Is she gonna survive? There you go, Lucius. Putting up the shield, that's good. And this lady, she's actually kind of cool. She summons now a pet, and the pet does damage. So I think that is pretty awesome, because now you can maybe shift some of your aggro to the pet. Maybe some of these NPCs start to attack her, or the pet goes to the back row. But I think it suffers from one of the same things in that the pet can't stack on top of people. So if you have a limited lane like this, you're not able to then put your pet on it. And this is a good example here. One of two, there's another battle somewhere. Here it is. Interesting, yet another different kind. Okay, let's move you over here, and we will keep you. We'll keep you right here to go and charge up through there. Very nice. Now, one thing I had not thought about is I have too many different kinds of factions here. So instead of using Anthadara, Antandra, instead of using the Beast Girl, we could put in one, either the Graveborn or the Lightbearer, and get an additional bonus. So keep that in mind as you're swapping out heroes, to always make sure that you're achieving that bonus, either by putting in a 2 and a 3 or a 4 and a 1, all 5 of the same faction. I think I'm barely going to win this. Very good. That's still a win in my book, though. Still a win. And let's go see what's inside this juicy treasure chest. You see that we can go in a very 3D format. We can go underneath things and around things. This is going to be interesting to see where they put different kinds of rewards and chests that maybe are hidden from view as you're going through the game for the first time, or through the area for that first time, right? This guy, Grug. Always go where they don't want you to go first. All right, let's go ahead with this. This is like just a normal everyday battle. Here we go. Now we're seeing from the enemy team that they have healers, they have buffers, they have damage dealers, they have knights. This guy in the back, look at him, he's got a book. He's probably like a magician, or a magician. He's probably a sorcerer, he's probably doing magic of some kind, maybe even healing. So this is going to mean that we're going to have in-depth fights. It's not just going to be you outlasting them because they have no, human brain behind their movement. That's kind of cool. And now we get our reward. Let's go see what's over here. Looks like some more battles. And yet another chest. I think it'll be very interesting to see how this game evolves. Like right now we have something like, I don't know, looks like probably about 20 different kinds of heroes, maybe even a little bit more than that. As we sort of see evolution in the game, is there going to be 50 or 60 or 100 heroes? Oh man, that's going to be an endless combination that you're able to achieve by swapping your heroes in and out for different kinds of situations, different kinds of battles. Very nice though, and again, I mentioned we see that we have this water and we have clouds in the sky, and we see the reflection and the clouds moving through the terrain. We see that the reeds are blowing, that the trees are blowing. You can go behind the trees, you can go underneath the trees. It's just an amazing environment. And right now in the beta, it's running seamlessly. This is a lot more polished than I had expected from a beta game. And it makes me interested to see if now, when the servers start to get full, if they're going to see a reduced amount of interaction in the environment, and also is the game going to run slower. So those are some of the things that we're going to be watching out for. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to our sponsor, AFK Journey. They have given us a pretty good sneak peek at this game that's going to be coming out very soon. I'm going to be putting the pre-registration into the description so that you can pre-register and get those extra rewards when the game is finally released. Give me a like so other people just like you can find it as well. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck on your battles.